everybody. I hope you're all out there. I fell asleep right before going live. I had everything set up. My water's here, and I've got even this other drink here, and I've had quite a day. And I really wanted to read a story for Copper Kaiju. I'm hoping he's still out there. I have really screwed up by falling asleep right before coming online. So I meant to go live at 10 Eastern Standard Time, and I'm basically an hour late. That's worse than being on island time. Oh my god. So I gotta wake myself up, and I'm gonna just shoot the breeze for you guys for a little bit. How do you like my new bedroom? Let me float on by. I was looking for something goth-like, and I've got my black bouquet. And Copper, you're here! Copper, were you here at 10? I want to apologize because I fell asleep. And it was like, I had like half an hour left, and I'm like, I'll just put on this show that's only a half an hour long. And I fell asleep right away. I meant to just like rest my eyes. Everything was set up to go. So, are you able to stay around for long? Yeah, I found this. It reminds me of my aunt. It reminds me of the 70s, but isn't it a nice little light gown? And I've got like a black roses here that I'm holding like right where I need to, because this is a see-through gown. Oh my goodness. Copper, I have a story to share with you. And since you're here and it's a collaboration with your ideas and your thoughts, what do you say? I'm going to tell this story. Are you ready? Can you stay and have a look and listen? Welcome to the Tuck It and Chill. Okay, I have to give myself some caffeine. I've got this like bubble tea stuff, and it says tea, but it also says the word coffee on it. So I'm gonna just, oh, I smell the coffee. It's like it's like a milk tea, but it's a coffee. Okay, Copper, without further ado, let's go. Let's do this. I want to show you this story so bad. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to magically just like twinkle away just for a moment. Let me see here. Oh, here it is. Bloop. And, okay, let's go. The Copper Kaiju Mercenary Run, a Venus Callida collaboration. And special thanks to Copper Kaiju for giving me the feedback for playing that door game that has led to this very fun little story. All right. Oh my goodness, I have to find my, I forgot, I don't even know where I put my glasses. Okay, so here we go. The thoughts on the mind, the feelings in the heart. There once was a man named Copper Kaiju. He wandered confusedly into the world of Warcraft. An older and wily blood elf found him wandering the sands of Jotar and asked him, "Hey, what's up, my human?" Copper Kaiju replied, "I don't know anything about WoW, so I apologize if my choice is a bit strange." The blood elf named Venus Callida laughed and said, "Oh, whatevs, man. Want to raid with us?" "Hey, human. No, for real. You want to raid with us?" Copper Kaiju replied, He hesitated, and then he said, like, kill people? Venus laughed again. Oh, no, man. Poor little human. No, man. Just blow off some steam. What do you say? You want to come with? You want to join our campaign? We're going on a rampage. Copper wasn't quite sure. But he knew he liked to swear a lot. And he liked to swear to the high heavens. Maybe he could blow off some steam. Let's get into some hijinks. So he followed the blue-haired, pretty elf with the pointy ears, and he followed her to her hideaway to meet the crew. Apparently, they like to fear the humans of Goldshire. This horde crew happened to be double agents, so the humans' life was safe. But they never gave up their old hordy habits, and they loved to terrorize and sing at the humans from the rooftops of Goldshire, well, where they used to pew-pew. It was game on, party time, and Copper Kaiju enjoyed the revelry. The mayhem was about to begin. Venus called out, "It's Newbie's choice today. What do you say, Copper?" Say, "You're gonna save one, burn one, or obliterate one? Which one for this old town?" The young warrior took a final swig from his mug. He looked around at this humble, jovial village. One of the residents had mentioned, there was a monthly fair that set up in the field just adjacent to this. He'd like to see that Dark Moon Fair. It sounded kind of cool. So he took a swig, emptied his mug, and decidedly said, "Save Goldshire. Because, well, it looks wholesome and friendly and not very strong. And I don't like picking on people who aren't very strong themselves. Yeah, that's not cool, man." The aggressive and seasoned raid party agreed. This would be easy pickings. There's no honor in that. And so the raid party put down their mugs and their jugs, and they moved on, taking the new human with them. They crossed mountains and rivers, and they came to a bay. "This is Bilgewater Port," said Venus. So Copper Kaiju, "What do you say?" The green-eyed soldier took a deep breath. His eyes gleamed, and then he said, "Time to play." "Set Bilgewater Harbor on fire," he shouted, "because it looks formidable and probably looks really cool when it's on fire." Without hesitation, the raid party cheered. Woo! And the goblins ran for cover. They went straight to the rear. There were flamethrowers and matches and lighters of flame. More flames than tears. Copper Kaiju felt the excitement rise and swore to the high heavens. Bleep, bleep, bleepity, bleep, bleep. I mean, it's kind of a children's show. Bleep. He made slurs that nobody had ever even heard before, and it filled him with excitement. And in a few new slurs that even he didn't even think before they came out of his mouth. And in its excitement and glee, the raid party, well, they joined in. Bleepity bleep, bleepity bleep, bleep. It was a pyromancer's party. Leaving behind the embers and ash, they brought Copper Kaiju to Brill, and they didn't need to ask. Copper called out, "Raid Brill, because it looks spooky and suspicious. You better investigate all the buildings for signs of illegal magic and commandeer any unusual artifacts. There could be serious diseases and contagions, like at the CDC." The walking undead, well, they head to the hills, while Venus and the raid team, they ransacked for thrills. Dun, 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 dun. Bored of the dwellings, the raid party moved on to other prey. The focus shifted to living things, and this is what Copper Kaiju had to say. "Flay the Furlbog, because, well, I want his fur for the coming winter." It was revealed that Copper's origin hailed from House Bolton. Ramsay would be proud. Ha ha! Feeling the energy of a lucky dew, the raid party moved on further into the Gruken territory and found a new unsuspecting plaything. Tee-hee. Venus looked at Copper and asked, "How now, Copper Cow?" Kaiju gave a wink and a nod and a shave the Gruken because it's too hot for all that fur, and I bet he looks funny without it. V and Copper, well, they shared a little giggle. Gruken, it's your turn. Bzzz. The monkey's tail gave a wiggle, though the Gruken didn't think it was as funny as they did. Oh, my goodness. But what do you think, dear listener? Was it just pranks or a public service? I mean, after all, Grukens don't have air conditioning. It was kind of cool without all that fur. He attacked you first, Copper? Well, then he deserves it. Tee-hee-hee-hee. Oh, he's so wrinkly, but let's never you mind. Chuckling as they walked away, they found one more being with which to play. The two, both Venus and Copper Kaiju, found a cute little kit. And it froze in its tracks. It took a deep breath in an attempt to relax. I'm too cute. They wouldn't. They couldn't. Oh, but yes, he did. Venus waited for Copper Kaiju to make the call. He drew in a deep breath and declared straight away, "Punt the Dream Talent kit, because it's clearly puntable. I have no idea what the mirror is, so good luck, Dream Talent." The Dream Talent kit flew straight through the sky, swirling and twirling and asking the gods, "Why?" Eat. They gave some high fives, and feeling inspired by the little kit, Copper Kaiju and Venus Callida took to the skies themselves, enjoying the trip and the fine structure of their vessel. Kaiju declared, "Save this dream wake because it looks neat." So they sailed through the skies, enjoying this lofty treat. Yah-ho! Land ho and behold! Venus shouted. Copper looked down. There was a new ship to be scouted. He certainly was not wearing a frown. "Raid the Stormbringer," Copper Kaiju commanded, "because it looks like it has a ton of treasure. Also, a ship that big really probably means an epic and long fight, which just sounds like fun. I also want to keep the ship afterwards." Aha, Venus thought. A future captain, I see. And she smiled with glee. Yo-ho, a guildie hollered. "The Rampage is not done. There's one more ship in the harbor. So we're gonna have more fun?" Copper Kaiju and Venus turned their heads. The maiden's fancy, an alliance ship, was beached in the shallow seas abed. "Set the maiden's fancy ablaze," Copper screamed with fervor. "It looks like a fast ship. Can't have it pursuing us." Huh. Venus Callida, she raised one eyebrow, and she thought, this new little human's got a head for strategy. He'll make a perfect addition to this little raiding family. Dun 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 dun. Venus issued a command to the raiding crew. "Let's take him to face some formidable foe. Let's see how far this little Irish kid will go." Copper Kaiju stepped forward, showing no fear. Loudly he made his intentions clear. "Spilligore the Cruel," Copper's voice echoed over the horde. Obviously he's up to no good. Just look at him." Rushing now through the maze of corridors, the raid party found its next foe. The heat seared their eyes, the sulfur filled their lungs, their sweat mixed with soot. A new battle's begun. Copper Kaiju stood his ground and asked Venus with a frown, freeze? Smolder on? Maybe he's weak against frost magic. The Frost Death Knight nodded, and this enemy may not go down so quick. She cast Remorseless Winter, as there was no frost mage to be found. The raid team kept battling with soot in their with all the tools in their taskbar. Their skins were both shivering and scalding, and Venus casts a call to her little bronze baby dragon. Finally, her little bronze dragon, whelpling, cast Syndragosa's breath to cinch the deal and finally put the mighty Smolder on to death. Well, at least until the next reboot. Wink, wink. Fear Goroth, cried the little Irish man, because he looks radioactive and, from the underworld. So let's possibly, a little stranger than he looks. We don't know what he's up to. Let's get him. Kaiju and the others quivered and quaked. What are you doing? Venus asked. Okay, so Copper, so when we fear him, the bad guy, well, he'll be the one who gets scared and runs away. It's a spell. We'll be fine. Oh, Copper Kaiju straightened and quit. Oh, what? Oh, that's what fear is in this world? Miss Callida giggles, and she reminds this little human, this is the World of Warcraft, dude. And she gave one signal with her pointed finger, and a fellow guildie stepped forward and cast fear, and all was made right. Things started to cool down, and tiring from the raiding, seeking a new venue, Venus and the raid party, they wandered through Elwyn's forest, deeply inhaling the fresh northern air and the sweet scent of the berries and the trees and the bushes. Copper sighed at the new sight. Save this mage tower, he shouted fervently. It's cute, and I like wizards. Probably some useful books inside, and, well, maybe a mage inside. I'd like to talk to him. It's probably the most likely that it'll help us, whatever's in there. Such a sweet guy, huh? Venus cast a romantic picnic basket, and the crew was given leave to sit for a quiet meal and enjoy the view. Copper had a chance to talk to the little wizard who was trembling inside, too. Back to business, and soon they went off. There was a new tower to reveal. Venus Callida guided the group to a new location and said to Copper, "It's your call, my man." He nodded, and he thought and shouted with glee, "Raid the Sentinel Tower. I want this strategic advantage it almost certainly provides." The raid party was certainly eager to abide. They were eager to abide. Woo-hoo! Yoop, yoop, yoop. And what a bounty was found inside. Yee-haw! And whatever noise an happy Irishman will make. Hee-hee. Oopsie daisy. A handful of veterans volunteered to man their posts while they watched the rest of the Horde raid group head off in search of a new roast. Blow Plaguewood Tower to the sky. Copper's voice rang clear. Wait, although I'd rather burn it since it may have something dangerous and contagious inside, and we don't want whatever it is getting out. Apparently, the human was going on about something that his world calls the Walking Dead. Well, a little bit confused, but the undead in our party, they kind of just looked at each other, looked at him. Well, they shrugged their undead, barely there or rotten shoulders, and then didn't give it another thought. They happily carried out the orders, and Plaguewood Tower was gleefully set ablaze. Having captured some enemies who were fleeing the scene, Venus decided to give Copper Kaiju some practice at interrogating. First up, a succubus. Whatever would Kaiju do? Interrogate the succubus, he said. She probably has useful information on a lot of people, considering her, industry? Wink, wink, tee-hee, snap. Ah! Watch out, Copper, and good luck with her, okay? Hope we see you on the other side. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh. Obliviate that dragon aspect, Copper quickly quipped. He looks a little too ambitious for someone's own good. With one sharp, swift blow, Venus brought down her Frostmourne axe, separating the aspect from his hood. Phew! Transmogrify the goblin, Copper Kaiju shouted. Maybe he'll get lucky and turn into something better looking. Well, I'll let you be the judge with that. Ta-da! Oh, Copper's remorse was overwhelming him when he found out that the dragon aspect wasn't nearly just an elf who looked cocky. It was a dragon in human form. Apparently, Venus explained, they do that to fit into buildings and little rooms so that they don't squish the humans and other humanoids when they gather for a chat or so. Like a meeting? A war meeting? Oh, I feel really bad about this one, Copper Kaiju explained. I love dragons. I've just never been in this world of Warcraft. I didn't realize. And so the new recruit in Venus went back to pay homage to the old bronze guy. Venus thought about this young lad, this little Irish human, with his sensitive side, and she decided to bring him to a precious sight, a precious ally. Inhaling the scents of grass and incense, Copper relaxed. All his feels were intense, and he liked this place. Thunder Bluff looks really pretty. I'll probably want to come back and visit one day. We should probably save it. Venus was breathing a sigh of relief here. And she tells her new friend the lore of this place, the founding of Thunder Bluff, and all that it holds, a special place for her little sister's big heart. You know, Baby V. Oh, but you know what? She's a little bit of a different story. Back to Copper, and he liked this place. Holy cow, he shouted. Yes, Venus replied. They truly are. Hee hee hee. Those of you in the WoW world. These are the paladin bovine taurens. Hee hee. Who can heal us? And Venus tells the lore of the founding of Thunder Bluff, and that it was the trolls who respected the Tauren, this gentle, spiritual race, and wanted to save them from the annihilation that was threatening them by warring humans. Don't worry, we know Copper wasn't one of those. And so they brought them to the tops of the mountains known as Thunder Bluff. Something like this. Venus also recalled that the village held a special place in her little sister's heart. There she is right there, Baby V. You're going to see her sometime. She's a pally too. And she got a lot of her training from these guys. So this is where she's going to retire one day too. Oh, dragon's so scary. Copper's feels are still feeling, but we're getting to something worth dealing. Now, we went through Elwyn Forest, you see, because we're close to our greatest enemy. And now go get you too cozy, Venus warned the man. we're not done with this rampage. Do you think you can withstand? Copper Kaiju nodded. Oh, only but once, and off they went to the main Alliance city, Stormwind. This raid team swore not to stop till King Rin was defeated and his gold was in their hands. Stormwind City looks very challenging, Copper Kaiju thought, but that's just what makes it a fitting final challenge. Let's raid! Venus cried. Look, Tar! Ogar! Roar! The rampage would be hard won. Well, you don't have to take our word for it. You can see it for yourself. Ready? Set? Raid! La la la! Here we go. We've got one of our druids being a bear, and they're ready to tear their claws and teeth through everything. The rest of the raid group is sneaking in. They've taken the water wheel because Venus, as a Frost Death Knight, she could freeze that ocean, so we came across where they weren't even looking, right up the back door. No puns intended, but take it as you will. We're heading up through the canals where there's sometimes a big white old crocodile in there, but he's not there to mess up our day. We are here to play. This is the entire raid team. We're coming straight down the back alleys. And I don't know where everybody is. There's got to be some great fishing daily going on the other side today. But as we sneak in, the Alliance seems unaware, completely caught asleep. Oh, there was one in there. We saw that little red tagline above their head, but I think they're quite dead. Even as we speak, the raid team is outnumbering. Most of them were less brave than the bear. Here we go. We've got Death Knights, all those white hooves, lots of Death Knights. This means they can res allies. If anybody falls, they can be brought back. Their souls will take their bodies once again, and they will keep playing, and they will keep fighting. We're leaving past the Dwarven District. The humans are on the other side. We're not popping our heads in anywhere. We are collecting right at the base of Stormwind Castle. Here we go. The king is in there. Watch out. The security has been called. This is madness. Here we go. Our brave tank is doing a great job. Look at all the fear going on the outsides. We've already seen this once today with another boss. They've just been knocked out of their minds. But don't worry, that's Death and Decay being dropped right now. Those are the Pally's Hammer going down. Justice. Adjudication. We've got some healers in there. Those half moons are people calling on the power of the druids, calling on the healing nature, and there's mayhem going on. Just as we said, there were people are dropping totems everywhere, but some of these things are don't worry, we've got so many Death Knights, Death and Decay everywhere. Just look at that. There's nowhere to stand when you're not standing in this schmutz. Good thing it's on our side. Here we go. If you look carefully, we're pulling all the guards out of the throne room. We are in the threshold of the throne room, and there is madness. Some people are down. The king is out of his throne. The king is off of his chair. He's off his butt. King Rin, you know I love you with all my heart. Your little baby boy's out there somewhere, but we are dropping down on all. Oh, some of the healers are trying to get some space. They've raised some ghouls. They've got some undead in there. They're running around trying to keep fighting. Oh, none of the people in the war room are coming out. What cowards. Come out here and die for your king, you Alliance people. We've got, the team is brave enough that they've spread themselves out. Some are still holding ground in the corridors. Look at the Death and Decay. They have taken on a good couple of blocks worth of tile here. We've got the king in the hallway. He can't even get back. There are no men left. It's just him. Was he ever a strong king, man? He is pretty fit for being a dad bod. Here we go. People are tossing buffs. People are casting heals. We've got an eclipse going on. The druids are trying to heal themselves, helping out the pallies, helping out those holy cows. We got a tree in there. We've got a boomkin. They are party hardy, raid hard on. Oh, we've got some demon hunters in there. They've been feared. They've been feared. They're unable to get their minds clear. You know, a lot can happen when you've got so many people in this big mosh pit. I'm loving the background music. How about you? How are you doing? This is a true raid of Stormwind. We've got to take down this king. This is for bragging rights. Oh, we've got some undead. We've got some holy heroes. We've got some hammers going down, casting like crazy. Everybody's got a different one, and that bear is going hard. Razors, teeth, claws, everything. They're animals. They're just animals in there. And they are holding the king in place. The NPCs that are left, they've all been gathered into one spot. Some people are fearing, other people are covering. We've got so many holy cows in there. Look at that. They keep recovering. Some people are doing a whirly twirly. There's some humans. Oh, thrown right down. That undead just smacked the walls. They just flew a whole block in the air. Get him! Get him! Get that king down! This is bragging rights. We're just gonna humiliate every live alliance player out there. Where are they? No one guy. Oh, they just killed him. The poor one guy who had a heart and ran in. He just died on the floor. We're seeing bodies on the floor. Bodies are on the floor. Even the undead have re-died. This one's afraid. They don't even know where to run to. Everyone's dead everywhere they look. Okay, back into the fray. This is what happens when your mind is unclear. But totems are on both sides. They've got the blueberries up. The blueberries. I am old enough to know that those blueberries used to actually be blue. Those big drops of fireballs right there, that's not smolder-ons, kids. Those are our blueberries, and they are on fire. They're trying to pull the weight of a tank, helping out our tank. Where is that bear? Did we lose the bear? There's a boomy. There's a boomkin. Those guys party hard. I love when they dance. So many totems across the board holding that king. He can't get out of his castle, and nobody in any of the rooms on any of the libraries are coming out to help this guy. Where are you, MPTs? We see the red down at the very bottom there behind all of that magic flying through the air. I don't know what people are breathing in right now. Well, heck, the undead don't even need to breathe at all. Somebody just protected themselves with a crystal. Nobody's coming out of the hallways. Oh, king is down. King is down. Grab the loot, everybody. Get that gold. Mayhem. Oh my god, I hope you loved that as much as I did. Woo! And what do we do after we kill? Well, I mean, if children are watching, we just made him fall asleep. He was really tired. That one guy against 40 people. Anyways, Copper Kaiju was led to a vault of his own. Let me see, I'm not missing anything here. After the raid, Venus brought him. Oh, I think I didn't read something. Here we go. Ready, said raid. Okay, we did all that. So, woohoo! And what a day, exclaimed Copper Kaiju, and Venus agreed. Let's head back, Venus offered. And the two headed back to the old ruins where Venus built and reconstructed a mercenary army camp. Copper was led to a vault of his own. He loved the chest. He wanted to keep it for his quarters, and he put the rest in his very first bank vault. Before leaving, Copper decided, I've always wanted a room full of glowing gold and colorful gems. Definitely banking that one. I like the demon chest, and I wish I could keep it. But if I have to choose, I'm going to take the gold. I just love watching it fall like rain. As it turned out, Venus let him keep his bounty. And this booty, he certainly played his part in the Rampage today. Way to go, Copper Kaiju. You've got more booty than Booty Bay. Cha-ching! Further into the vault, and the gold kept flowing. All the shinies, all the gems, all the precious, all his for all time. He was set for life, and Copper Kaiju thought, perhaps this little raiding party is for me. Perhaps I belong with this gang of mercenaries. He decided to pick out a few favorite pieces to loot to set in his rings and the hilt of his sword. As for the rest, Copper made up his mind to sell the rest of the gems first in exchange for bags of gold. He was going to need them to fulfill a fanciful lifetime wish. He, no need to pass the soap. Rain down on me, golden bags of coins. I can't call it the other thing just because of how people will read into that comment. But rain down on me, golden bags of coins. Thankful for the interesting, creative, challenging day, Copper Kaiju made Venus Callida good night, and he celebrated with a bath in his new golden coin stash. Yeah. crickets can be heard, the soft coo of an owl. Copper Kaiju went back to his tent on the plain, and he winked at the blinking stars who shone down on him silvery, twinkling, peaceful. So sleepy. Sweet dreams, Copper Kaiju. Save your energy for another raid day. Shh. No ants were harmed in the making of this episode. Hee hee. Thank you for watching this Venus Callida collaboration. The raid video called Stormwind Raid, Raiding Stormwind, it's a guide, posted by Naxo487, can be found at the following link. Please hit him up at this channel and like and subscribe. If you liked his stream, I'm glad he let me use the little piece. And I hope he gets a chance to take a look at it. I did send him a link. Special thanks to Copper Kaiju for playing my We're Going on a Rampage door game and sending me the details of what happened in his adventure. Also, thanks for letting me get to know you better so I can add a little something special to your story. I hope you love it, Copper Kaiju. And he also has a YouTube channel. No content yet, but check back for his playlist. Copper, I hope you love it. I'm sorry that sometimes I had a little oopsies with my reading, but I forgot my reading glasses, and I'm just gonna no excuses. I just hope you really had fun. So this video is there for you, and if you want to copy it to your channel, please do, since you're help me make it. Makes Kit, I just want to say they're awesome free assets for your next video project. They also deserve my thanks because as a new creator who doesn't have a lot of cash to throw around, this company provides a lot of free music, video clips, and sound effects that I use for so many of my videos to create better episodes that are more engaging for my audience. Thank you, Mixkit, and all the artists who have allowed us to use your work for free. And that brings me back to you guys. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think. What do you think? Copper, please tell me how you feel. Are you having feels? Thank you for telling me I'm so sweet. I had so much fun putting this together, and I'm glad I was able to figure out some mixed giffies and a little video of the raid so you could see what a raid looks like in WoW. And that's what I do when I'm streaming in the game. That's what we do. I used to do that. I used to freeze the rivers, and we just come right in from the ocean up the rivers, right up to the castle's door, and people just wouldn't notice we were even there. So that was our little route. I'm so glad you liked it. Yay! So I had so much fun playing with this. Took a couple of days to get the stuff right, but you can see that I try to use your wording as much as possible for the different sections. Do you have a favorite that stands out to you, or what were you thinking when you saw and heard this going on? I want all your feels. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I love it. The raid video took you by surprise. We actually sit there and deliberately do that. 40 humans at a time. Yeah. I've done that raid. I've done that route. I've done. So that's why I picked that video out there. To use it. Yeah. Did you like my commentary while it was happening? I also feel good about the arrangement of music I put behind it. I felt the energy. I hope you felt that vibe of us going in there doing that. I've never been a sports announcer before, but that gave me a good chance. That was raw. That was real, happening in real time. Whatever came out of my mouth, I don't even know. Why are you embarrassed? Did you like the visuals? That was the copper hair. I had to do kind of coppery hair. And I don't know what you really look like, just so people know. I don't know if you have green eyes. It struck me to use green eyes for that copper guy because of some of the cartoons had green in them, so I went with that color. No, don't be embarrassed. Hey, if there's another viewer out there, please tell us what you think if you caught that story. The Copper Kaiju goes on a rampage. I love it. I have been smiling for 3 and 4 days putting the visuals together, having fun with that. I actually figured out how to take backgrounds out of Giphies. You like the green eyes? Yeah, I'm so happy. Because I was thinking Irish, green. Irish could have been blue too, but Irish green. My aunt has green eyes, so I figured. It's like emeralds, and I liked that. Yay! So yeah, I'm so glad you came on. Were you here at 10? I feel very bad that I slept a whole hour, but I swam today for 4 hours, and then I got home and I have a bit of a sunburn. I think when I get a bit of a sunburn, it's like heat exhaustion or something, and it just hits me. All I had actually was the water, and actually think of water. If you guys haven't taken care of yourselves today, please have some water. Please hydrate. Here we go. If you can hear that, I don't know if you can hear that. I filled a whole 1 liter carafe of iced water with mint leaves again today. So chin chin to I'm drinking to your health and mine. English and Mexican. Have a little. Okay. So you might have olive skin. We can adjust. Well, some of the pictures of the character pictures I use have that olive skin, and I had you on fire some of the time. You thought that was. I was hoping you'd think that was a cool look, but that's okay. Next time you can pick the icon you want me to use to rep you too in the future stuff too. But yeah. Yeah, I'm finding that well, I was outside in the afternoon today, so it was pretty hot. But I tried to stay out as long as I could to balance because I've started to be able to lose a little bit of weight again this summer, and I have a certain goal, and I'm trying to get my muscle mass back up. I don't know how successful I'll be, but I'm adding more protein to my diet now, and that was what was lacking. So hopefully but I find that for my body, I have to do low level movement for a longer period of time, like more reps at a lower level to do what I need to do for my body to do what it needs to do. It's basically a farmer body. I could survive farming. Old fashioned farming style. Okay. Yeah, as a little kid, so my parents are of 2 different races, so I've looked different. Like my eye colors, my hair color, my skin color have all shifted. My hair texture shifted. Every, I'd say 8 to 10 years, I've shifted, and everything goes in different directions. So, when I get a bronze tan, my eyes will go green or gold, and my hair will go up to a white blonde. I was born with silver in my hair, for real. Um, but other parts will, when one part of me is dark, the others will flip the other way. So my hair and eyes go light together. And then when I pale up in the middle of winter and you're not going outside in the sun and you can't suntan, I go quite pasty and sallow. And when I do, then my eyes get hit right back to chocolate brown or even a blackish brown. And my hair will still have some blonde and some silver, but the rest that's like the yellow and reddish will go back to like a dark, not black, but well, you call it the Italian brown or the Italian black, and it's like that, I don't know what you call it, like a chestnutty kind of thing. But I've got like 12 colors of hair in my hair, and my eyes they shift between gold, green, and chocolate. My friends would say they're amber. Sometimes they think they look hazel. I just call them brown, but if I were to go to, say, India or Italy, they would call it green and gold. I guess green and gold doesn't sound bad. That's cha-ching, right? How did you okay, so your golden coin shower. So I had to call it a bath or rain down because I couldn't say your gold shower. This is what people would say. It's just, they ruin everything. Dirty minds ruin everything. But I loved it. Yeah. So to me, it's been my theory since I was a teenager that maybe I'm reincarnated from a deciduous tree. The fall hits and I go all red, green, and gold and brown and orange, and then it all falls off and I'm brown. And then when the spring hits, I'm all colorful again. At the end of summer, I'm my brightest. So I'm going to walk around my bedroom in my Beautiful flowy gown. Should I keep this gown? Should I keep this bedroom for other shows? I've got goth bedrooms saved up too, little black rooms, but I felt like some brightness today since it's summertime. It felt playful today. And I'm holding my black roses in front of stuff. Since this dress is see-through, I have to have my decorum. I like this room. I love the little windows. I love all the flowers. And I like being flowy sometimes. I like hearing fabric flap around. Like, if you watch those old, like, karate movies and ninja movies and stuff, you get that they fly through the air and all you hear is from the flapping of their fabrics. Love that. Thank you so much. So, yeah. So, Copper, I still haven't worked through this stuff in the last Tuck In and Chill that we talked about and with Doc Freddy. But they're the next on my list to tackle. But I really just wanted to get this story done for you. And I like the touch of putting the raid video in there and doing the commentary for that. I had so much fun to show what we could do. And I love that I learned how to like get gifts and get rid of their background so that I could put those dancing Hordy tunes in there. And the little peekaboo scene with the little Tishy Adams with her lighter setting the fire. I'm hoping that you like the thing about, I don't know if you ever watched Walking Dead, but I was a fan of The Walking Dead. And we have undead in this game who intentionally we don't try to kill, but they do actually have a cast feature called Cannibalize, and you see them eating the dead sometimes. It's really gross, but they can. But it's a chosen thing. You're on our team here, so that's not going to happen to you, so don't you worry. Yeah. So, was that a good time for you to catch me online if we do things on a Friday or a Saturday night? Was that a good time? So that was 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central. We caught you in the nick of time. I'm thinking you have to get going soon, but just let me know. Is there anything that you or our silent viewer today would like us to chat about before we go offline today? Yeah, the show gave my dad nightmares, and my dad's a tough cookie, so he hated that I watched it. But I actually did like the drama between the human characters. They hurt me when they killed Beth, and they hurt me when they killed Glenn. And then after that, once they killed off Carl, I never forgave them, and I was kind of lost. And I never really saw the last episodes, also because of COVID, and then there were gaps, and then I wasn't paying to watch TV, so I never really got to see the last seasons in order. Good time for you? Okay. I'm so glad you were there. I'm just writing it down. Good for Copper to view at this time. And I had fun telling the story too. I'm sorry that it wasn't, it was so hard for me. I had to squint to see the font because what I did was I put the story inside the speaker notes area and I had to scroll down. So that was my gaps in telling this story. But hopefully I had some good intonations in there. Enough of the time. I hope more people will watch this and enjoy it. And I might pull this video too and make it a standalone story of its own to pop out there later. I'm thinking that I want to kind of switch up. Usually around Christmas I switch up and put a Christmas video in on that opening page for my YouTube site. And I'm thinking maybe I'll put this story there. I don't know. Or something. I'm going to have to make a new promo for that space. And I'm going to stand over here with my other flowers. Yay! Looks so pretty in this room. Yeah. I kind of wanted the gif of the succubus. I knew there was one that existed. Her slapping her butt at you when you're trying to tell her to sit in the chair. I wanted to do more with that, but I didn't know what to do with that. But I just thought that was hilarious. That was one of my favorite little moments in the story. Yeah, it was too gory. Actually, it's while watching that show that I realized there's so much on TV that's so gory. How do people avoid being depressed? Like, it is actually depressing to see all this sad stuff all the time. And I know Goody Two Shoes stories just get picked on sometimes and then ignored. But I'm like, wow, it's really kind of weighs on your emotions if you watch a lot of TV to see always like deaths and murders and autopsies. It's really gross. You might watch the raid again later. Oh, that's awesome. Well, see, part of why I wanted to do the commentary was because I knew when some people were hit with a spell, like that one undead guy, he got thrown through the air. That was actually a spell that, like, so it's like a stump or something, and he got thrown, and he, like, basically bounced off a wall, like, at the beginning of the hallway, from the middle of the hallway. And I thought that just looked hilarious. Like, in the real world, someone, but it was an undead, so it's like basically he cracked his skull, and then his skeleton ran right back in. Which is hilarious. And then when the undead girl, she's like feared, and you see her running everywhere, but you can notice how many dead bodies are on the ground at that point. It's like, where do I go? But I mean, and some of them were undead who died again. It's like they never get a break. Yeah, it was. It's very strange to know that I was playing WoW in the heyday of my guild when Game of Thrones was going on, and people started talking about the incest of Jaime and Cersei, and I hadn't been watching the show. I was up north with no TV at the time, and I didn't understand what people were talking about. I'm like, why are you talking about incest? So disgusting. Please don't. I banned that subject here. And they're trying to explain that it was a TV show. I'm like, this is gross. This is gross. And then I finally saw the show. I'm like, oh my god, that's what's going on. Okay. Why? Just why?